I remember why. I understand why, like Fred, he mentioned like in terms of the e-commerce, you know, China ahead of many countries. I went to Inner Mongolia before we take the horse, you know, and I run for the toilet, the toilet, you know, and when I came there with him, and when I got out of the toilet, the lady over there, pay. She pointed on the QR code. And I took my phone. Can I pay cash? She said no. She no. And just nobody around. So finally she just go. So I mentioned, if I get into, and if I had to pay before I get into, I don't have money. No, I have money, I have fiat currency, but I cannot pay because I use the Alipay.
Yes.
See, one thing. Another thing is why we mentioned a lot about China, or maybe the Dealshaker before we start this afternoon session. Remember, Google, Gmail, Facebook, illegal in China.
Yes.
Because the China government shut them down. You know,
Say
they
that
want to
again.
control.
Yeah, so people understand.
Understand, right? Why we're talking about China? 1.4 billion people, at least.
Okay.
And Google, Facebook, how big is that? But that's illegal.
YouTube.
YouTube cannot operate legally in China.
No,
WhatsApp cannot operate
Telegram.
in China.
Only WeChat.
No?
WeChat.
Only WeChat.
WeChat.
See, remember that's very critical point.
Very.
Why the whole
TikTok.
Fortune 500 company very huge, very big like Facebook, 2.4, 2.6 billion users, and still China block them out.
America.
Because it's not legal in my country, so that means you legal in America, but you're not legal in China. The government can make their own decision.
Of course.
You know, so maybe think about our Onecoin.
Yes.
Maybe some legal in some place, many place, but in America it's not legal. The same thing.
Yes.
So that means China have a capable doing that. So think about relate to our business. Something legal or not legal, just like very, you know, temporarily. That condition.
We prefer to work in China, no problem.
So, secondly, when I asked the leader, like the business leader, the leader very good in China, I asked them like, every month, they say, every month we can do 1 or 2 small events. I say, how many people you say from small event? They say about 1,000 people. That's a small event. And I asked, what's the definition of the big event like the Expo? They say at least 7 days. 100,000 or 200,000 people participate. That's supposed to be in China. 7 days.
7 days.
Expo. And 100,000, at least 100,000 people
7 days expo.
participate. And they want to do that.
No, friend cannot do it. I challenge him.
So, think about one day. Seriously, think about one day. Only 1% of the China population. 14 million. Because they have a 1.4 billion people, right? Only 1% of China people. 14 million people, they want to use the coin to shop. They know the coin somewhere, they want to hold the coin because anyway they transfer the money anyway. They do the trading. Legal, not legal, they transfer the money to buy everything around the world. Farmer, business, building, property, patent, business, immigration, all kinds of education. If 1% only, and they use like they use Bitcoin right now. Even though the government stop them, can they stop or not?
No.
The government won't stop them to use the Bitcoin, can they stop them or not?
Unstoppable.
So more like freedom of choice. So I pick up one China example because I know if every country, small, big, doesn't matter. We do the same thing, and put the coin into the hand of the people, the merchant, the user. They can go any single place, any single store, hotel, food, drink, or even though they go to casino, we don't know, and they can give the coin. So that's the vision, the mission I understood from Dr. Rusa, especially when she introduced the ecosystem in June 11, 2016 in London. The first time I saw the ecosystem. So that's why I still strongly believe the vision why we really need to create usability of one. And Dealshaker is one of the projects. It's not all. We have a one forest. We will have the exchange and remittance one day. So that all of them come together, create a usability. Right now, so can I borrow camera? Because like it's very funny that the teamwork. I know in Russia the last couple months they did a lot of the expo every corner. But Dr. Bucha from Indonesia, he's one of the great leaders. He organized the Bali event very successful, and he traveled around many places in Russia, some city to support. And he gave me the 1 or 2 slides based on his analytical, the math. So the chart created by, the trend, the expo created by us. The chart created by Dr. Bucha, and presentation by camera.
Wow.
So let me know. That's the teamwork.
Good afternoon. We had good lunch?
Yes.
So hopefully you'll take in what I'm about to sort of present to you. Okay? Now this one is actually showing you where we're heading. Okay? It's not necessarily means that this is exactly what we're following. Okay? But this is just as an example. Okay? We need to follow something. We need to structure ourselves. Yes? We understand this. So whatever happened in the past, we're moving on into the future. And we want to move on professionally. Okay, do things in a much more organized way. Okay, so what is Simon and King's doing now is getting that dialogue with the family, with the company, with the corporate, so that they know we want to do better. So nothing like that, happened. What happened in the past happens again. Okay, we've learned our lessons. So here you see, we're at the point where, we're bouncing back, okay? But we are actually going to the right direction, okay? There are lots of, events that we've plotted here, okay? And that tells you, with those events, especially the one already happened, okay? And what happened in China recently, you heard 18.3 million worth, okay, of marketing happened in that expo. 18.3 million. And that's a quite big number, okay? In every one of these, okay, we actually created a bigger market for our coin. So this slide is actually telling you where we are heading, and we need to do more of these, okay? Especially in the UK. We want to do more expos and very nicely organized as well.
Everywhere.
Because this is where the market is, and that's where we all need to get together and work hard for. Okay? So the next slide. Okay, now if you look at this, okay, you can see this is a plan, a kind of a roadmap, okay? But we need to understand and we need to get ourselves ready for what is happening next. In the short term, in the medium term, and in the long term. These are the business sort of, words, okay? So we need to also communicate this to the management, the people who are running the business. And it is professionally run. Because when we say there is a short-term plan, that is really what is happening, already scheduled. Okay, and we know it's happening. When we say medium-term plans, it's already there in our calendars, but it hasn't actually happened, happened on paper. It's not booked yet. Okay, if you see what I mean. And then when we say long-term plan, it's there in our head. That's what we want to do. But before we get there, we need to achieve the short-term and the medium-term. Do you understand?
Yes.
So this is how the business runs, okay? And what we're communicating with the company now through our captain is exactly that, okay? We need to organize ourselves, we need to get our support right, we need to get our communication right, and we need to know exactly where we're going. Do we understand?
Yes.
Yes? So can you see that we haven't wasted any time now? You've never seen this before. You've never seen the upward trend with our company. Something, planned like this. You've never seen all these little expos in different countries. How does that actually come together? What does this mean for us, leaders? Okay, and I can tell you, just a little story, okay? When all this happened, I got Simon to talk to me on the phone, okay? And then Simon told me off. Cameron, I always look forward to your analysis and everything else. Now you're telling me this? I said, Simon, we have to think out of the box. This is our box, okay? When you say think out of the box, we mean this is our head. We have to get out of our head and think from outside. Yes? And I did that. And I forced Simon to speak to King and a few other people. And I said, this is what I know. And I'm telling you, there's something happening. And before we know what's happening, it'll be too late. It'll be too late. And that's exactly what they found out. That there was a cynical sort of thinking behind what they were doing. And I named it at that time, Duncan Episode 2.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened. Duncan Episode 2. Because they were so convinced that they're going to take the whole network with them. And what they will do, get you to join and pay fees. And I even said they will charge at least 100 euros. Not like what Duncan did, 30 euros. Because they love their round figure, they want to make money. And within days, we knew exactly what was going on. So guys, it's time for us to put our head, okay, and get our thinking professionally onto these kind of ideas, okay? And we know exactly where we're going. A lot of people talk about exchange. A lot of people talk about what's going to happen, when it's going to happen. Now, King James will explain a bit more. But if you know the market, no company, none of the professional companies or anybody would actually reveal the date when they're going to actually launch for the share market or when they're going to actually float. Why? Because they are hedge fund, they're fund managers, they're big investment companies. They're waiting to buy.
Yes.
Okay? This is why it's a top industrial secret that they don't reveal it. And I'm sure same is going to happen with our company. We're not going to reveal the date we're going to launch because there are people waiting, okay, to buy, and that's what you call, buying, and then when the market is up, you launch, they sell because that's when they crush it. Same thing happened with Facebook. Okay? And I can give you plenty more examples. But what we need to do is build ourselves the basis for being successful. And these are the plans. When you have the plan and you put it onto paper and the company and the network, the leaders agree, no one can break that. Because you're working towards a well-built foundation, okay, for your company, your coin, everything to succeed. I have a very popular belief, and I'll share this with you. That is, when you have a big community like us, okay, this is our biggest asset. No other MLM company, no other people have this kind of network in the whole world. Okay, that's our biggest asset. Second, we have Dealshaker, which is going to be not just the electronic sort of e-commerce platform. It's going to be a hub, okay, where all the services and products going to go through, okay, and people will actually buy into that services and products, that hub that we have, okay. So when you actually launch finally and you have this hub, people will know immediately it's real. All the negativity that happened for the last 5 years is going to turn into a positive news. And can you see immediately there will be instant sort of demand from our side, not just from the community, not from just Dealshaker, from our side. That's when we say $10,000 limit per account, that will go out of the window. That's my belief. Because when you have more demand from our side, you need more coins to be made available. Yes?
Yes.
So when the coins are made available, who is going to sell those coins? It's us. It's us. So just think about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well done.